So Tim, last time we talked a lot about governance and what you were doing as you sort of, not that new, but stepped into sort of the new responsibilities under the governor's office. Where are you at now with that stuff? How's that all going, and what are some of the latest trends there?
It's been an incredible 6-9 months. I don't know. It's all a blur. But we've been able to make some significant moves when it comes to IT governance in the state of Nevada. I stood up the state's technology governance committee for the state, inviting all cabinet level executive branch agencies to send a representative. And one of the most exciting things about this governance committee, it's not just made up of IT professionals. I've got business leaders, I've got the superintendent herself, Joni Ebert, is sitting on this governance committee. And it really just demonstrates that there is a desire across the executive branch in Nevada to really work together. And in fact, that's actually one of Governor Lombardo's efforts is this focus on this concept of one Nevada. We're one executive branch, one team, and we really need to look for opportunities to collaborate across our agencies. And so I stood up the State Technology Governance Committee about 6 months ago, and that's really going to be my arm for creating statewide IT policy. And it does something that hasn't been done in the executive branch for some time when it comes to IT policy. It's bringing everybody around the table. And so not only will this group be responsible for helping me establish a new IT policy manual for the state, but it'll also serve as an escalation point for product governance committees. So we already have a group that oversees our Office 365 tenant. We're looking at groups for our statewide network, our state compute environment, because the decisions that we make in our organization, operational decisions, impact all of our agency users. And so, we don't want to make those decisions in a vacuum. We want to bring them in.
When I think about something like governance, especially an effort like this where you're trying to get other people on board, how do you make it interesting? Right? It's not a topic that's like, there's a reason that at a conference like this we're talking all about AI and all about cyber. Like there's a lot there, and there's a lot there in governance, but it doesn't have that same pull. What are you doing to sort of bring all those people in? How are you getting them involved and interested in what you're trying to do?
So, obviously all of these agencies have a vested interest in statewide IT policy because it will impact their agencies. One of the things I'm excited about is also the working groups that come out of this State Technology Governance Committee. We've got one on emerging technologies and AI in particular. And so there's a lot of interest from across the state of wanting to be involved in this new technology tool set. They see the opportunities for creating more efficiencies in governments to make better, well-informed decisions. And so they want to be at the tip of the spear as we're writing these policies and establishing this governance.
And so, as you look out at all the various things you talked about, statewide compute policy, all those different things that you're working on governance-wise, what about some of the other top trending topics here, and how does that factor in to some of those governance plans that you have?
So one of the things that our elevation into the governor's offices has allowed us to do is designate the state's first chief data officer. And so we recently selected our an internal candidate. Thankfully, he was hiding with us, but we selected Mr. Jason Benshoof as the Nevada's first state chief data officer. It's been a bit of a gap in Nevada for quite some time, how we actually leverage data, how agencies can work amongst themselves and work with each other. And so, kind of tying back to the governance piece, what does that look like? What kind of framework does the state have in place to allow for sharing of data, joint analytics, those types of really exciting things that help us make data-driven business decisions? So no framework existed. So all the agencies, they're really excited to be part of this process. And that's going to be one of Jason's first priorities, is establishing a state data governance group to start writing the statewide data strategy. And then comes the policy and governance framework to allow that collaboration amongst agency partners.
And it's hard to talk about data at a conference like this without talking about AI. And so I would imagine that that's sort of also where that's going in your brain, is making sure that you can more responsibly embrace AI. Any other thoughts on AI at this moment?
Yeah, I think we're all excited, right? They don't call it a hype cycle for nothing. I think that I've always had a healthy dose of cautious optimism when new tool sets come out. Um, it is going to change how we work, and we're already seeing some opportunities for that. Our unemployment office, so our Department of Employment Training and Rehabilitation, is working with a project now that will greatly speed up how they adjudicate appeals claims in their office. And this is going to be AI powered, AI supported. And it's going to reduce their backlog and the wait times for these critical decisions. And these are life impacting decisions. And we're able to make those decisions faster. The department's able to make those decisions faster with the use of these AI tools. So we're excited for that. We're also excited for the opportunity to, roll this out in the form of chatbots and whatnot to allow Nevadans to have easy, reliable access to information from the state.
And lastly, I keep saying to folks, so our listeners are going to be tired of hearing me ask this question because I'm asking it to everybody. But we see each other in an event like this twice a year. So when you look at the next 6 months, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to tell me you got done the next time we meet in the fall?
Oh, that's a good one. So we're right in the middle of our budget build, and so I will be breathing a sigh of relief come the next time we talk that our budget will be submitted. But we're optimistic. I think that Nevada is in a really good place right now as far as technology goes, and we're going to continue to build that foundation. I'm sure in 6 months we're still going to be talking about AI, right? Hopefully we will have a more refined AI policy published in Nevada. Hopefully we're on the path to establishing a data governance group within the state. And so in 6 months, hopefully we'll be talking about, rolling those out successfully.